And welcome back to the Market Wolf. I am the Market Wolf, where I give you the best bear case, the best bull case, and I give you my opinion. We are looking at the US dollar index on the daily time frame. And as you can see, since we consolidated inside of this fib circle and these symmetrical triangles, we had a break to the downside. Now we're beginning to move back up. You look at the daily, you pay attention to the daily. This is important because it looks like it's possible that the US dollar is beginning to really potentially put in a true swing back here. So let's see if we can hide that temporarily. And what you can see here is what looks like potentially a W reversal being put into play here. So if we can reclaim the 20-day moving average on the daily, that'll be a big step to propelling the US dollar back up. Now, is that truly going to happen, or are we just going to keep flagging in this general area between about the 108.19 and around, let's call the highest point perhaps the 102.667? That's another possibility. And the problem with that for the S&P 500 and also for Bitcoin is that really the S&P 500 and Bitcoin need the dollar to really break down so money moves out of the dollar into safe havens, or perceived safe havens in any case. And if you've got a lot of chop here, what that allows for on the S&P 500 and on Bitcoin, it allows them to go through consolidation phases as well, but eventually they just roll over and they break completely as the dollar is still chopping around here. So that's what I've been seeing going on recently. That said, let's take a look at the S&P 500. And you can see we've been in this downward channel after consolidation in these symmetrical triangles, and we are finally beginning to have a breakdown. Remember, I told you we were going to probably come down and fill gaps at around 402.10. Also, we might be looking at, roughly perhaps 398.74. And after putting in all this work on the S&P 500 to really finally break out of this long period of consolidation we've been in, it looks as though this could just fall right apart again. We're on the daily right now. I want to take you to, well, we'll stay on the daily for now because I think you can see it from here. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. This is important. So on the daily, you can see that we have essentially started this W reversal. We got bullish, we came up, and now we've headed back down, and we actually broke through the 407.63, and we invalidated this W reversal in the S&P 500. So this should probably continue down to bleed out more and go back and fill in some gaps that we've talked about in previous episodes. But there's another possibility that this could just be a quick wick down, a fake out to the downside, and then we would see rotation back. I mean, when you look at the daily on the MACD, you can see we might be ready to wind back up again. So we'll have to see about that. Although the RSI really looks like it's been totally rejected on the daily to the downside, and we've got the cross on the EMA. It doesn't look good on the daily right now. Let's take a look at the 2 hour just to see what's going on there. And you can see we're just basically beginning to break down. We've got a bearish cross here on the EMA lines. It hasn't completely finished yet, but it certainly looks like it's on its way. We have increasing exiting volume on the 2 hour on decreasing price for the most part, although it looks like we're trying to get a little bit of a consolidation phase now. Probably going to put on a bear flag tomorrow. There could be a gap down, there could be a gap up. It depends on what the dollar is doing. Remember, it's been chopping, so we'll have to see what happens there. I do think that this looks very similar when you look at this. This looks very similar to Bitcoin's situation as we were waiting for the dollar to finally break down, potentially to give us a boost to the upside. So you can see we've got a shoulder here, head here. Likely we're going to put on another shoulder here and then roll over. Now Bitcoin didn't even put on much of a right shoulder, and the S&P 500 may not put on much of a right shoulder either. It could be a much quicker breakdown. As you see, the exiting volume is rather large, so something to keep in mind there. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, and as you may have noticed, I'm not giving you as much detailed information as I normally do, and I'm actually starting up a paywall essentially where I will be posting videos eventually every day. I haven't started that yet, but I will post videos every day, and you'll have access to be able to hopefully speak with me in real time and get my opinion on what's happening in the market. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, yeah, it'll be happening soon. So as you can see, Bitcoin had gone into a consolidation phase. It is currently, I've got these orange lines on the 28,492, the 28,121, and the 27,710 because this is generally the area where you're going to see that right shoulder put on. We did have a very fast rollover. It's trying to kind of work its way back up, and that's to be expected generally with this pattern that we see developing here on Bitcoin. You can see here's your left shoulder, here's your head. Now we're probably putting on a right shoulder, and like I have said, if you see us break the 26,540, you know this pattern is then invalidated. There's not going to be any more right shoulder, and we're just on our way down, probably between the 24,040 and the 25,254, and we'll put in some chop there for a while, more than likely. How long? It's anybody's guess. We'll have to keep an eye on that and pay attention, but if that breaks, it's another fast ride down, that's for sure. So that's what you're keeping an eye on Bitcoin. If you really want to get bullish and get out of the situation you're in right now on Bitcoin, we need to reclaim the 28,492, get some stability there. We do look like we're about to have a bullish cross in the 2 hour, so it is possible if we get some good volume coming in and this bullish cross does begins to kind of feed on itself, you could potentially get up there. I'm not seeing this does look like, if you were to switch time frames right here, if we were to go out to probably the 4 hour or even yeah, probably the 4 hour, this would look more like a W. So this is a bit of a W reversal that's coming in right here. And so you would see this invalidated at about the 27,998. So if it breaks down below there, this reversal pattern that's beginning to start with this bullish cross, that would be the end of that. So something to keep an eye on there. It's a good sign Bitcoin has reclaimed not only the 20-day and the 50-day, but also the 100-day moving average, and now it's just working on trying to get above that 200-day moving average. If price can get above that with some good volume, that would be a good sign. I would expect that we will probably see it flag for a while in between the 28,121 and the 28,492. Then when we hit this fib circle, this blue fib circle, you know, if you want to get bullish, I've told you what needs to happen. But if this right shoulder holds, then I would expect to see probably a breakdown on these fib circles and more chop in between these levels between the 28,492 and the 27,710. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. I am the Market Wolf. We will see you next time.